In twilight glow I see blue eyes crying in the rain. When we kissed goodbye and parted.
This is Eddie with Corn-Fed Bushcraft. Today I want to do a little video about my jerky maker, ask a few questions, get a few comments, your opinions on it, and we'll go from there. Alright, here we have the jerky station, as you can see to the front. Like I've discussed in another video, my fire pit is offset away from the jerky station, kind of keep the heat off the meat and still allow the smoke to rise. First off, I started out by cutting these poles, these uprights here. Cut them about 6 to 7 foot. Left the ends kind of tangled up, knotted, and, you know, hanging stuff, whatever I decided to do with that. But it helped anchor them all together. I came down approximately, I don't know, 3 feet off the ground, and I made runners, running towards the back and towards the front. This held it in position and gave me a rack to start out my working with. As you can see, it's just held together with the simple basic bank line, your thin grade stuff, but I mean it's water resistant, holds up good. On the top I laid several sticks. Now these aren't pine. I didn't want that pine flavor. I didn't want my meat laying on a loose bark item, loose bark tree that is. These, as best as I can remember, are post oak. Bark isn't real loose, doesn't come off very easily unless it's peeled off. I ran kind of a stitch line all the way down it, holding them in place so they don't wobble. They're actually, you know, pretty solid. The whole purpose, you know, like I say, the fire is in the front. The smoke will rise up through the meat. The placement of this, I actually lit this fire off and on for 4 or 5 days in different wind conditions, different temperatures, to see which way the smoke went primarily. And that's where I placed the jerky station kind of off to the back. My question for all of you who have one of these or have ever built one of these is, would it be an improvement to come from this shelf right here down to the ground with the same style or pattern, if you will, to help centralize and direct the smoke to a little more up through the jerky? So if you would, or if you've ever built one of these or have knowledge of the topic, get back with me, post a comment, let me know what you think about that idea and if you think it would work. My fire, it's really a dual purpose. That's what, you know, it's kind of got me worried about it, because there's the back block there I used to direct the heat into the shelter. You know, I was kind of iffy about that because I figure it may direct my smoke upwards instead of into the jerky station like I want. But it seems to do alright with the smoke until there's a wind change or anything of that nature. So, my second question is, as you can see, I've got the back leg braced off with an old tree. Those there, you know, it just helps add a little stabilization to the jerky station. I wanted to come down here to this bottom, right down here where it's anchored to the ground, and run a post, if you will, or a stick, upwards to the front, and let it stick out the front over the fire. The purpose of this would be to hang a pot or something for cooking. Like I say, I've never seen this done in videos before. I don't know if it's even practical. But I mean, it's just a thought, and if you've seen this or done this, let me know, get back with me, give me some comments on the idea, or just, you know, let me know how it worked. In a future video, I plan on killing a squirrel or a rabbit, maybe both if I get lucky, placing them on this and testing it out. The process, as best I know, is to cut the meat very thin, lay it across the grates that I showed you on the top that were made out of the post oak, and slowly allow the smoke to rise up over them for a process of 3 to 4 days until all of the moisture is out of the meat. From what I understand, you're supposed to allow the smoke to rise through this without the heat, because the heat will actually cook the meat and can cause it to go rancid over time. So it's basically a drying process, and the smoke is supposed to keep away flies and add a little bit of flavor to your meat. Like I say, I've never used this type of station before. I've always done jerky up at my house. So I figure, it'd be worth a try one time when I come out here and I spend, 5 or 6 days out here at the shelter to give it a shot and see how it turns out. I know there's been several people that made videos on this. It seemed to work very good for them. Like I say, if you have any comments on this, or if you've experienced this or know someone who has, gladly fill me in. Let me know what you think. I'm always open for comments. I'd love to hear some personal experiences about this, and basically make sure it just wasn't a waste of my time. But alright, until next time.